In August of 2017, the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, sent out an email that stated, quote, "Hate is a cancer and left unchecked it destroys everything in its path." The question we address today is, what role does love and hate play in what is right or good in society? And what does it concern a corrupt influencer like Tim Cook? The Morphing Morality of Hedonists. Vidar returns. There's a popular narrative that's being pushed in modern society. Let's make this narrative clear that we should all love, value, and take care of one another, regardless of each other's background or values. That hate is the cause of problems in society, and that we must eliminate hate. That if we can somehow suppress hate, then we will have a happier and better society. This may even seem right on the surface, because nobody wants to be hated. But if there is growing hate in society, we have to ask ourselves, what's causing it? It didn't arise out of nothing. Well, the simple answer is they created it. But we'll get back to that. First, we need to understand why their idea of everyone loving and just playing happy is actually corrupt and plays right into their hedonist values. The core value of the hedonist is pleasure-seeking. Pleasure-seeking in time-wasting leisure activities. Pleasure-seeking in drugs, in food, in free love. Celebrations and rewards in absence of achievement. Also pleasure-seeking in new products and materialism. We discussed how this path destroys not only themselves, but also society in our earlier video, How to Destroy Civilization, Just Live to Be Happy. Free love is just another branch of hedonism to manipulate us into loving and accepting them. They love wickedness, and they hate being rejected for it. No matter how much they destroy value, disrespect us, prey on us, lie to us, do evil, and continue promoting evil, they demand that we love them and accept them into our lives and our communities. And when we refuse to love evil, then they seek to attack and diminish us. The definition of love and the definition of good are related, but also separate and very different. They seek to pervert what is good and manipulate us through it. Should we love and hate? What? Loving love makes no sense, because love in itself is not good. The definition of love does not contain the word good. The definition of hate does not contain the word evil. Having hate does not make someone evil. What makes someone evil is the promotion of degeneracy and immoral behavior which harms the future of good people. When applied for the betterment of the world, love is an act and a set of behaviors reserved for those who are good. The righteous life is to love good acts and good people. Those who promote evil in society are not deserving of love. There is no good or righteousness that comes from loving evil. Here we have no intentions to promote hate, but we can't deny the reality of why hate is on the rise. They are creating the hate through censorship, through injustice, through suppressing good people and truth. And so their narrative comes at odds with good as they love evil. And when they love evil, then they come at odds with us who reject evil. To justify and propagate their love of evil, they must suppress those groups which most greatly reject evil. But they can't suppress these groups without reason, so they manufacture justification for their suppression based on pretenses of historical injustice, based on the most recent of historical events. The easiest of these Western demographics to target are whites and men, And so they are precisely the most demonized and suppressed groups, regardless of whether these groups or individuals are guilty of any crimes in the current generation or not. It's irrelevant. They are deemed guilty by historic association. There are countless examples of banning which targets these groups, censoring and suppressing these people while applying different standards to other groups. When we search on any major social internet platform, how many pro-white groups do we find? An example search on Tim's Apple App Store reveals his hate for whites being allowed to organize. The Apple Store has banned literally every app which allows the organization of people who identify as white, despite it being the greatest demographic in every Western country. All variety of apps which may specifically allow whites to organize together or educate one another as a political group have been banned. And when apps such as Gab.com refuse to prohibit these groups from organizing, then their app is banned. So even against the app owner's desires, they are forced to censor these demonized groups if they wish to remain in the store and therefore profitable. While at the same time we can readily find apps promoting black groups, black businesses, and black dating. As of today, the only specifically white dating app that actually exists is one that promotes black-on-white interracial dating. And to be clear, it's not just Apple who is guilty. We all know which large corporations are corrupt, and we don't need to go into all the examples of how these suppressed groups are being censored, demonized, and demonetized. The obvious takeaway from this is that Tim and other corrupt people in power intend to keep these groups weak by keeping them disorganized and unfunded. When they take away your ability to organize, they keep you ignorant and disempowered. And when they take away your ability to earn a living, then they have you at their mercy. To a lesser degree, we find Christians and other religions also being suppressed, again on pretenses of historical injustice. Even if we aren't completely aligned with these suppressed and demonized groups, we should try to stand up for them, as they are being suppressed unjustly because we are certainly next in line. Any group that leans towards promoting merit and good over degeneracy is a target. And as the cycle of suppression continues, they create more hate, which they then claim is the reason they need to increase censorship. So they increase censorship, which in turn creates more hate, and it comes full circle. In the end, their corrupt system prevents them from taking any other path, and many people in society happily buy into it because they too are absolutely lost hedonists. Many of these large corporations are founded on the hedonist desire for pleasure-seeking through materialism, convincing people that they just need to keep chasing that next pleasure high through buying the next new shiny product. If they can just convince people to buy that next flashy product, then those people can experience another rush and the company profits get just a little bit bigger. A year or two goes by and another purchased item goes into the garbage. There are few of us that recognize our true purpose, that the most important thing in life is the continuation and advancement of our healthy future generations. We do not love those who promote evil, as loving them only feeds the evil they promote. And while hating these evil forces is expected, such hate should not be encouraged, you see, because inside they are the ones filled with hate. Hate for justice, hatred for promoting a healthier and stronger tomorrow. When we seek to promote individuals based on merit and virtue, then they hate us. They hate all things which ultimately goes against their pleasure-seeking. Though we should try not to hate them back, hate is not necessary. The solution to combating their evil and usurping their power is disassociation. When evil is starved to death, then it cannot exist. Evil is a leech, and it is dependent on good to exist. The steps to take away their power are disconnect and detachment from materialism. Reject pleasure-seeking. Don't work to become a slave just to feed their evil system. As much as possible, avoid using their businesses, avoid their services, and avoid buying anything from them. Find alternatives where possible and use them instead. And in addition to taking away their power, we need to work towards building our own power. Things we should always be doing are exercising discipline and constantly gaining better habits. We should be constantly learning and gaining knowledge. Instead of frivolous spending, we should seek to direct our money towards solid investments for the long-term future. We should be organizing with others, create strong bonds with family and community. The more we are disconnected, the weaker we become. Link in the description to connecting on live chat with Vidar Returns on the Matrix Network. In the comments section, leave a comment on other ways you think we can build power. We are living in dark times, but in the long run, good will win, because evil inevitably ends up destroying itself. Don't give them love and do not feed them. Love is reserved for the good among us, for our community, for those that promote the health and fitness of our future lineage. Be healthy and be in harmony with nature. Praise to our ancestors. ODYSEE.com is a great and upcoming video platform, and you can help support Vidar Returns just by signing up. It's kind of like YouTube back when YouTube used to be good. Just click on the invite link in the description. It's free. Also, if you haven't already, go watch our previous video on how to destroy civilization. Just live to be happy. Link in the description. Also links on how to stay updated with Vidar Returns content. We're on Steemit, Gab, Minds, and ODYSEE networks. And of course live chat on the Matrix Network. Wishing blessings for you and your loved ones. Vidar Returns.